Canis lupus familiaris, in other words, man's best friend. Many of us know them as precious and loyal animals, but what happens when two of the toughest puppers in fiction face off? Krypto, the super dog, and Amaterasu, the wolf sun god. I'm McDeezus and it's my job to go over their origin and skills to determine who would win in this episode of The Debate Club. From the deepest depths of space lays the alien planet Krypton, home of some of the most powerful beings in the universe. Of those was a young boy named Kal-El, and like many young boys, he was in need of a friend. So his father Jor-El decided that, hey, instead of having this boy socialize and getting to know other kids, why don't I just build him a friend? Like a Kryptonian Builder-Bear. So, with some of Kal's DNA, he began creating the ultimate best friend. And what came out was a dog. But not just any dog. This super-powered Labrador would be known as Krypto, the super dog. And then DC decided that, hey, the idea of animal superheroes is great. So they made like a hell of a lot more. One day, Bat Cow, you'll get your day to shine. Being a Kryptonian, Krypto has super strength, super speed, and can do what no other dog can do.
I can see in color!
His tail wag is strong enough to cause the earth to shake. In addition, his super breath can be powerful enough to blow away large objects, or cold enough to freeze targets in place almost instantly. To reach sub-zero temperatures, that would mean Krypto's freeze breath must change temperatures from an average 70 degrees to around negative 45 degrees almost instantly. And I thought the kibble breath would be bad enough. In addition, thanks to his Kryptonian genes, Krypto can also shoot heat rays from his eyes that can reach temperatures hotter than the sun, almost reaching 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Talk about the most dangerous puppy dog, guys. From to fuck! I'm being erased from this mortal plane! In addition, his eyes can see through anything but lead. And his nose is so powerful he can sniff out things miles away.
One thing I hate about having super smell. When you catch a whiff of bacon and then realize it's coming from a completely different town.
And his bark is powerful enough to take out huge kaiju-like monsters. Hell, they can even be heard from across the world. God, and I thought chihuahuas were loud. Most of Krypto's abilities and powers stem from his connection to the sun. As most Kryptonians out there, Krypto absorbs direct sunlight from both a yellow and blue sun. As long as the sun's in the sky, Krypto's powers are almost limitless. As well, they can heal him from previous wounds, like how he was stabbed by a Kryptonian dagger, only to then heal due to direct sunlight. He's defeated King Shark, you know, everyone's favorite son of an ancient shark god, who was strong enough to match Superboy in strength. He's defeated multiple white Martians and tore apart Superman robots with ease. Hell, even Super Kryptonian armor is no match for this canines. I mean, he can just cause metal cages to disappear. So, like, did he eat the metal? Or he nearly killed Mongol, who is pretty much Superman's arch nemesis, and who was also able to just power through transmutation. Ugh. What? No, it's just hearing transmutation while talking about a dog is just... Anyways, he's gone toe-to-toe against Superboy, who was under Black Lantern's influence, and even Superman himself. You know, the guy who can pull the Earth around. His heat vision was able to reach the moon in a matter of seconds. The distance between the moon and Earth is well around 240 miles away. Here he's seen lifting a group of animals. Adding up all these animals' average weight together would get you around 10,720 pounds. I mean, that's over 5 tons. And then, he just pulled a gigantic freighter all by himself. With an average freighter, he would be pulling well over 222,000 tons. God damn, that's one strong doggo! And his speed is insane. He's once caught up to Kid Flash in a race. Wait, aren't Flashes supposed to be like the very people you can't outrun? But to be fair, it's Kid Flash, who isn't anywhere near his older Flashes yet. But he's still able to cover 7,000 miles in 6 seconds or less, putting them both around light speed at least. Try holding that with the leash. Oh wait, you can't. Not even the likes of Supergirl could. He's taken hits from Atlas, who is strong as Superman himself, and even Superboy Prime. who is basically evil Superman with the same power set of his Goody Two-Shoes counterpart. Hell, Superboy Prime once punched reality into pieces. God, DC is stupid when it comes to power scaling. Wait, so you're telling me that Krypto is nearly at their level? That's the punk part about it. Isn't. As crazy as Krypto's feats seem on paper, he's nowhere near the level of other top-tier DC characters. Not to mention, in most of his big battles, he's oftentimes taking orders or teaming up with other heavy hitters, rather than doing things solo. And while he can take a beating and keep on trucking, eventually his stamina will falter. And if he's out of the sun for too long, he's as good as dead. Not to mention, just like other Kryptonians, he does have a weakness to the infamous kryptonite rock that makes even the Man of Steel shiver, and while his durability is a huge factor to his survival, he doesn't have any specific protections to magical attacks. And there's one important factor to take in. Krypto isn't Superman. He can surely match him for a time, but he's nothing more than an annoyance in battle. But if Krypto could have it his way, he would rather spend his time playing fetch and doing normal dog stuff. And even though he's smart enough to understand human speech perfectly and is somewhat smarter than your average dog, he's still just a dog, with a dog brain. Usually the adult dog's brain is well around the same maturity level as a 5-year-old. I guess he doesn't sound all that tough since you laid it out like that. Yeah. Did you know he survived the Phantom Zone? Yes, as it turns out, before Soup's venture into Earth, his father thought it would be a good idea to go into the Phantom Zone, a place in which Krypton's most dangerous criminals and potential world enders are sent to. While trying to escape into said zone, criminals, surprise, tried to escape. But being the good boy he was, Krypto jumped in to protect the L family. He fell into the Phantom Zone and was stuck in there for many years. Meaning that all those years he would have to protect himself against the universe's most dangerous people. A place outside of our space and time. Even after all that, Krypto's will didn't falter, and after many years in the Phantom Zone, he was saved by the very boy he protected all those years ago. It just goes to show that dogs are truly man's best friend.
Duty calls. Dog duty.
In ancient Japan, legend spoke of deities able to control the many aspects of the world itself. Inari, goddess of foxes, Daikokuten, the god of wealth and prosperity, and Susanoo, the god of the seas and storms. And last but certainly not least is the goddess that reigns above them all, the goddess of the sun, Amaterasu. Whoa, hold up. I thought Susanoo was that stand power emo Naruto uses. And isn't Amaterasu that black fire that eats other fires? Well, actually, those were inspired by Japanese myth. In actuality, Amaterasu is the goddess of the sun, meaning that she has complete control over the sun itself. It's said that one day, in protest to some, well, let's just call it family squabble, she exiled herself into a cave, and because of that, darkness fell upon the world because she literally took the sun with her. Okay, but what does it have to do with her being a wolf in this part? Amaterasu can take many forms. In fact, many forms of media have their own interpretations of her. And that includes video game companies that thought, hey, what if wolf?
You're out.
In this incarnation, Amaterasu ruled over the celestial plane, watching over the mortal world from above. However, this 8-headed serpent demon called Orochi was causing quite the scuffle for the gods. Fortunately for her, a mysterious stranger named Waka foretold that the only way to defeat Orochi was by the hands of a mortal man named Nagi. Hearing this, Amaterasu dragged Orochi to the mortal world and waited for Nagi to be born so that he could deal with the demon. So she couldn't defeat Orochi, but she could drag him out of a plane of existence and keep him down there waiting for this one guy to be born and grow into adulthood. And not only that, every year he's not defeated, Orochi just eats a maiden and Amaterasu just stands there and lets it happen? Well, at least he's down there and not up in the celestial plane, right? Why look at me like that? Actually, Amaterasu protected the villages for those years, and actually became a hero to the people, even given the name Shiranui. But yeah, she was unable to fully stop Orochi, only hold him back because, prophecy. Eventually, the day came where Nagi and Orochi finally battled, and Amaterasu stepped in to help. So what, she uses sun powers or... Well, actually, this version of Amaterasu uses much more powers thanks to her celestial brush techniques. These powers were bestowed upon her by the other celestial gods. By drawing symbols, she can call upon their powers that bend the world to her whim, from harnessing the elements to creating bombs to blow shit up, like any good deity does. However, during the battle, Amaterasu was badly injured, and after it was all said and done, the celestial god was dead. Her powers scattered around the land, but her death was not in vain. Orochi was sealed away, and the world was at peace. About 100 years after Orochi was sealed, some dingus decided they would embark on the most devious of licks and accidentally released Orochi back into the world. Upon this news, Amaterasu was revived, and she decided she wasn't gonna wait for prophecies. She would destroy Orochi herself, so she embarked on a journey to reclaim her lost power and save the world from darkness. And boy, does her powers match her godly status quite well. Her power slash can cut through demons like paper and can even be spammed for multiple strikes. Her green sprout can give her control over plant life. Her cherry bombs create huge bombs. Water sprout lets her manipulate water from existing pools of water nearby. And she also has other elemental techniques such as fire, wind, electricity, and ice, all of which do exactly what you think they do. She can walk on walls with catwalk and can manipulate the sun and the moon, being able to swap them easily with just a howl. Imagine that. One day you're chilling out sunbathing, then you look up and the sun's literally gone in the blink of an eye. Given that she's a sun goddess, it kinda makes sense. If something were to break, she can crazy diamond them back together using rejuvenation to repair damages to other things to their previous states. But her most impressive ability is her Veil of Mist, which slows down time to a near stop, although it is important to mention that this ability can only last for about 4 seconds. Her whirlwind powers are strong enough to move entire clusters of stars, and we know these aren't outliers considering she can also move the sun and moon around. And if we take these at face value and she's actually moving the sun and moon around, we can assume that her celestial techniques are strong enough to push things that weigh well over... Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to figure out what that number's called. I think I'll let Death Battle do that. Oh, that's 17 zeros, by the way. And then there's the time she added stars to a constellation. The creation of a star is made by an extreme pressure of collected light atoms, dust, and gas, condensing them until they expand and form that bright light you all see in the night sky. Do you know what this means? She can make a killing in astrology. This means that Amaterasu's reach is quite literally so massive that it reaches the astronomical levels. No matter where you are, as long as you're in her sights, you ain't escaping. In her adventure, she acquired many different sets of equipment to aid her in combat. Her reflectors can be used as melee weapons, her rosaries can be fired like bullets or used as whips, her glaives can be charged up for even more devastating strikes, taking out even the toughest of demons, and they can fly. Into her enemies, of course, and they each come in different variants, so she's never out of options and can always swap them out. She's strong enough to cut through diamonds. Her time stop is able to catch things that can teleport. Her reaction time is so great that she's able to dodge things in midair, and she was able to beat Orochi all on her own, well, until Nagi came in and finished it for her. But she's also defeated the Ninetales and even defeated the Emperor of Eternal Darkness itself, Yami, even after having her weapons and brush techniques taken away. She was able to push back Yami in this ball form. Given the size and assuming it's an iron composition, Ami must be pushing well over 100 tons. I need to know who does her dental. She took him on in a battle of the ages and came out victorious. But despite her many accomplishments and being, well, an actual god, Amaterasu is still mortal, and if taken enough damage, she will falter. And her brush techniques have limits as they do need special ink to perform. Also, take her powers away and she's just a regular white wolf. Granted, a wolf with the power to tear down demons with her teeth and claws. That being said, her power is reliant on the faith others have on her. Wait, so you're telling me if I pray hard enough, she'll become superpowered? Well, considering that the entire world of Okami basically fuels her, yeah, pray away. Just don't expect her to grant you any wishes. I mean, there's only so much she can do, but after what we've gone over,
I think she can do enough.
All right, it's time! Both commands are ready and it is time to put the debate to rest. Good catch, Krypto! This one's gonna go far. Ready? Gah! Wait, really? Yeah, really. Krypto may have ridiculous strength, speed, and durability, but Amaterasu has everything she needs to put down Krypto. Firstly, if you take account their age difference and experience, Amaterasu is 300 years old and with memories of her past life. Her experience trumps that of Krypto's. Not only that, in most altercations they get into, Krypto is more or less helping out others in a fight and doesn't regularly fight heavy hitters solo. In contrast to Amaterasu, where she does most of the heavy lifting by herself. Krypto's flight and super speed would mean that he would have complete control of the battlefield, right? Well, Amaterasu's brush techniques allow her to do the same thing, without even having to move. Especially the Veil of Mist techniques allows her to keep Krypto not only at bay, but right where she needs him to land devastating blows. Sure, her brush techniques are limited in their uses, however the amount of power and versatility of those techniques would mean that she didn't really have to worry about running out before the fight would end. And even if she did, her weapons would make up for it, given that they're imbued with celestial powers, a form of power that Krypto's never faced before. But more importantly, thanks to Amaterasu's control of the sun, she can completely remove Krypto's source of power, and with her plethora of skills and weapons, it's no stretch to say that she can realistically beat down Krypto. And without a sun to regain his strength, it was only a matter of time before the Kryptonian canine croaks. You could say that this dogfight left Krypto grounded. Hey, what the fuck? Off the booth now! The winner is Amaterasu. Alright, who's next? Whew, another video down. Alright, I'm out. Wait, where are you going? Oh, research? You'll be back, right? Soon, right? Wait a minute. I'm me.